was 2002 to 2005, and we tested the system, the method, to get people to register and tell them that they will benefit from collaborating with other areas in both ideas and getting to know other communities and culture, and become a specialist in bringing information into the system by studying other nations, by talking to other people.
Become specialists in bringing this information into the system.
Into the service.
Into the service.
Yeah.
So, in other words, through conversations you get to know each other better.
Yeah, I spent 16 hours per day talking for 2 years to people.
You did.
And from approximately 100 countries. Mm-hmm. And some people did the connection to other countries in their area by bringing the message forward. And the idea was to have people from higher economy sign in and tell them about our profit sharing fund, that they will actually be benefiting from, the idea and the service, and to have them working as as associates with our organization. We tried to find people who were willing to do it, and also could understand what we were talking about, to teach it, to multiply the method. And they in Scandinavia really liked the method, how we will mix the poorest nations with stronger. And they really liked it, and the ones who really liked it were ready to do it, and these are the people I have been thinking about since then, who I was working closest with. They were from Scandinavia, from Denmark, from Norway, Sweden, and Russia, Dubai, Malaysia, and Brazil, and I believe there were some from America and Canada. There were other persons, for example, there was a guy studying in a university in Russia. He was from Cameroon. And there are a lot of poor nations who study in Russia. People from poorer nations. So in Russia there was a movement and a lot of mystery, because this is so new. And they couldn't quite understand the methods because we didn't have all the procedures ready. Meaning, you're selling products, doing the transactions, buying the product, receiving the product, giving their, approval or a report on the product and the service to improve it, so we could improve it, and become like associates in the organization. So they would be working in a vast area, in vast areas with us.
Vast, wide,
yeah.
Span of
yeah.
territory.
Yeah. So
what was it that you did tell them about the project?
Well, told it. What we do, we promote companies and services internationally, and they the users who are looking for services, they would be selecting it and knowing that they will be part owner in the profit, which will be generated. So we needed to create measurement of the effort people put into things. How much time they spent, connecting the areas, both socially and physically, meaning bringing products, bringing potential partners, customers, both sellers and buyers, and then just bringing the message forward, the method to translate material, to introduction of presentations, and sending it to others and teaching them the method, the idea. So it was all kinds of flavors of services and many colors, and that was 2 years period, and they really liked it. But we didn't have, like I said, a product and a transaction in a bank at that time.
You didn't have a product, so you didn't have the money.
Well, we had material, educational material. Brochure, online brochure as a PDF document, presentation, slideshow. It was growing. The languages were stacking up. They were translated.
What year was this now? Was this after the pilot project was finished, or this is during the time?
During the time.
So we're between 2002 and 2005 now?
Yeah, and then we tested at the end, the 2005 year. We tested, from 2004 to 2005 we did a few periods. We transferred money to Russia, to Africa, to Malaysia, Singapore, India, and to see the method. And that's when we realized that there's no doubt that there's great demand for this service.
You transferred money for people who would work as salespeople, to get other people to get involved with the business. Is that what money was for?
It was a work that they did. They contributed some
translation
also. Yeah, all of these things, they took. They liked the concept, and so they gave a lot of effort into this. The people from both the stronger and the weaker area. So we paid the people from the weaker area. Singapore, I believe, is not so weak, and Malaysia, there are some areas there, but of course there's also everywhere there's a layer in the society, strong and weak, each side society. And so we were trying the areas, the response we got, and the response was enormous. It was growing up to 800 per day. When we said to them, well, we did mention it in the beginning, that this was just a trial, just a test. So, but they really liked it and they loved it. The ones who completed the 20 new customers, they received, I believe, $10 for each individual they taught the method. And it meant a great deal for many. And I learned that in India it was like a 1 month salary.
Well, those people that became members, amongst those 20, what did they do?
The ones who became members, they continued the work.
They some of them became salespeople too.
Yeah.
And others.
I call them representatives.
Yes.
Not sales. Basically, it's like promoter. They're presenting our idea. So I realized there's no doubt that there's a great demand for the service. There's no doubt. So, and even today, it's even more. It's greater demand without any doubt.
The stronger nations also.
Everywhere. So Yeah, I just finished this movie last night. The Company Man, or the Company Guy, or something like it. It's a lot of good actors, and it really showed, after the collapse, how strong and just robust industry has, like the shipping industry. Oh no, the ship making industry has collapsed in America from being really solid business into where everybody had been living their dream, and all of a sudden they all were fired, one by one, and how people, when they get used to really a great comfort, how they can kind of fall asleep, and they kind of they don't have to they lose their incentive in a way, too many things. So, but it was a healthy social inner bonds in the company between the partners, the owners, the people, the staff, and it was like a friendship for many years, like 10, 12 years.
You're talking about
from one
shipping
point.
industry.
Yeah, in this company. So I realized this is happening. This is happening today. There are many companies going out of business. So the problem that rose there were like the expenses they were carrying, all this lifestyle, which they had got to used to, is so far away from poverty, and being out of work all of a sudden with no infrastructure or no security or no savings or anything. It was a huge change, for so many, and some of them died. So, but
This is today.
this is today.
Yeah.
But this movie is not a reference to anything. I knew this all before. It's just it's a good reminder for many who are thinking that nothing has changed. There are few who really think so. That everything is the same, but it's not so. 40 million people have been living in America. Yeah. Means unemployed, and there are even more. Okay, so the demand for our service today is such a great thing, and we are being criticized in the media, about whether this is a needed service or not.
Is it?
No,
the question is whether
actually these are people who don't understand a thing about what they're doing.
Okay.
They haven't studied or because this is a new invention. The method is new. It's an upgrade for the banking system. It's an upgrade for the banking system, the service to the individual, which is meaning the individual becomes sooner owner of their assets much sooner, and they don't. They have a more, what can I say, cash between their hands, which is good for the economy. It fuels the service around them, it creates jobs. Okay, and it creates circulation, easier circulation within the banking system, the financial structure.
What I think we need to know is what the history is between 2005.
Yeah, the history is it's a sad thing. It's the same thing.
Our history.
Yeah, it's the same thing today as then. We were blackmailed by the internet service provider.
This is back in
2005.
You were blackmailed.
Yeah, 2 times.
What did they do?
When they saw the database growing, the value of it, and what it could mean, they raised the price.
Oh, I see.
And they kept on raising the price, and it created problems for us, and we couldn't fund this idiocracy.
Isn't that interesting? Because usually when somebody is using something more, of course they have to pay extra.
Yeah.
But their price should go down with higher volume rather than go up. Is that the way it would normally work? I mean, that's the way it works in a regular business.
That's a regular business.
But would you have normally been, I don't know, in the internet business it may be more, maybe you just, everything's free.
Yeah, I guess we were not doing business with two big companies where we couldn't just select us and just isolate us from all the other infrastructure of the business and just start raising the price of us. These were small companies who were mainly servicing us.
Oh, there was not just one company.
Yeah, so
there was many companies.
Well, there was one in the beginning, and we got the blackmail, this
from the small company.
Yeah, and then we moved our service to America, and it was a nice service. It was good. We could use that as an alternative, that kind of service, but they were not responsible. They were not, doing what they should be doing or taking care of our things, our database.
Could it be that because of the volume, that it was something that was beyond their capacity to provide a good service, and they would have to buy more equipment in order to be able to provide that service, and that was why they were charging you more?
In this American case, the service and the equipment were all there. Mm-hmm. It was just a lease being rented to us. It was the service. It was a data warehouse with all the equipment, required. Mm-hmm. So
this was in
2004 to 5.
Oh, okay. This is still while you were running.
No, it was during the time we did the transaction. We did this transformation from local service into international service. So we learned a lot from it. What I'm saying, why I'm talking about this is the reason is we have to stand on our own feet in that terms because firstly we promised the individual total immunity, security and confidentiality from all potential threat and what can I say, the information
exploitation.
Yes, exploitation of information. So that's why we have to have it within the within the same concept of serving the individual and keeping the trust.
Well, we have to own the.
So we have to own the server.
Right.
So, but the organization cannot own the server because it's a non-profit organization. They are not. They don't have the money, the power today. So we need
financial power.
Yeah. So we needed to find a way to fund it, to fund that service, and that's what we are doing now. We are starting with our own servers. We are stacking them, and.
Now you're coming all the way over to 2011.
Yeah, well, it's a period of time. I'm just saying this is the decision I made, and I have been sticking to it. After this, after my studies on the internet, I realized that all these companies who are collecting information, they sell them. They sell them to the highest buyers, and this is not optional here. It's not. It will not be allowed. So, if we do that, if we, for example, if we fail, then we will be like all the others, and the people won't trust those kind of services. So we want to serve all. We want to serve the company and the individual on a discrete or secret level or personal level.
You're talking about certain companies that are selling items for the marketplace.
And okay, and so that was then 2006 came. That was a time of preparation for the business infrastructure, the business plan, the business report, and I did it. And then I included all the work I had been working at this which was valued, and it had what can I say? I was receiving a low salary. They didn't receive the salary, so it was like I was contributing my work as a salary to the project, and the government has agreed that this is okay as an entrepreneur. It's okay that you will pay taxes from it when you get revenue from this. So it's later time you declare how much you will have to pay in taxes from it. So and usually if you own stocks, when you sell them, then you make the profit. Then you pay taxes.
So that's the way you're getting paid through stocks.
Not today. It's just
in the future.
Yeah. So it's just that now as is, my biggest part of this is a lot of work and designing and testing and researches and just a lot of work.
That's for we're talking about not only for the pilot project, but we're talking about also after.
Before and after.
Before and
So 2006 is the report, including all the methods, with without telling all the details though, because it's a special method, which according to the way the money works, if there's an opportunity and something is good happening in the business community, there are many who wants to join in, and it's like when one goes and other follows, the rest will follow them. Okay, so that's the trend in the financial world, and it means that the richest will be benefiting from this, and the one who comes last, they will not, most likely not benefit, especially if it's just based on the stock rate, the rate of the company's value. So it has to create revenue or some profit, and that has been the trend for 100 years, since they started this, issuing these shares and selling stocks in companies. And so in that case, it means the rich are getting richer. The common public, they don't know about it. It's too complicated. And they have even written laws to protect the people from fraud-ish shares sales people, which is okay, it's good. But there's no method to include the common public who are not interested in money but need security and funds. They need their basic living standards or habits to be secured, to create a healthier society. The thing is, they have been left out. So I designed a method which where the organization, when there's a stock release, the organization will buy in the profit sharing fund. They will buy the stocks for the first day at the lowest price among all the others, and then we will sell it to others, to the people who are buying the stocks, to give it to the next one. So I mean, we are securing that the poorest people will have a place.
You're buying the stocks as soon as they're available. Whenever there are stocks available, you're buying stocks at the lowest price.
That's basically the theory, but we are actually not buying stocks. It's an internal method. It's like when something is yielding.
Is this something you want to discuss then?
Well,
is this something you want to have in your history?
I'm not sure. We have to think about it. I'm talking about the method. I'm talking about we will technically, we will make space for the poolers to be in the game.
Okay, so they're going to be able to. Well, you say you're not quite buying stock for them.
So it's like you're buying VCR. You cannot afford to pay it up, but you can receive the VCR, though you cannot afford it. You're having all kinds of by buying it with Visa with credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of taking a credit, but you get the VCR.
Okay, so you're paying on time.
Yeah. So you're paying.
Or are they paying?
So that we are becoming like a credit card service to the poor. So the poor will be able to enter the market and sitting beside others who have more money.
How do they
can
get?
Pay up.
How do they get? How do they get what belongs to them?
They have to qualify. They have to work to earn the right. They have to pay with work.
Pay with work?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they have to work to earn their way into the market. Okay. Yeah, we are paying.
So then we're holding.
Yeah.
Stock options for them.
It's not. You can say that, but it's not in the system as we know it. Sold as stocks.
So what is it in as we know it?
It's just I'm referring to something people might know. It's a method.
Okay.
So let's say there are 100,000 stocks being sold today.
Mm-hmm.
We buy half of it.
Okay.
And then the people will buy 50,000. And the next day we will buy half of what is being released.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in this yielding fund, depending on how much action is going on. Okay, there is a method, a mathematical method within the equation. Okay.
Okay, but at some point in time, the users can get that.
Yeah. So
and then it would come out.
We own it.
Stock option.
We buy it. We own it. And then
right now it's just like an electronic
transaction. Yes.
Transaction.
Yeah.
But later, when they want to own it,
they have to deserve it.
They once they qualify for it as a result of a certain amount of work, for example, that they've exerted.
Yeah.
Then or they completed, that is.
Yeah.
Then they can say, I would like to have this in form of a stock option.
Right. So what I'm talking about here is that usually when
that's a choice. They don't have to.
No, it's a choice. That's right. And when there's a good opportunity out there, and the rich who can afford to risk it, they will benefit the most from it because they're the first. Okay. It's like a pyramid structure.
Yeah. Right.
So they're at the top, and then the rest will follow. And like I told you, it will be So that's the stock industry.
So you're giving them the same opportunity as the rich people have today.
Exactly. So it's a much bigger scale, and it's more equal terms.
So that's a chance to balance things out.
Right. This is really big thing, and also, and it has a 30-day period. And it's not just over the year. It's like a salary period. So it's a new thing. It's tied into the working effort. And you need to earn it.
But this work that they're getting credit for, this doesn't have to be work that's done within the limits of 30 days.
No,
right?
it can be done over.
It could be accumulated. Through any given amount of time.
Exactly. It's just when they are qualified to receive a support, they have done a lot of work. So they are working their way towards something which will be released to them, and we will hold it until then. So we're kind of keeping a safe spot for the Polish nations or individuals. So that's the method over from 2006 or 5 to 2008.
So
and
that's the method that you've been working on.
That's
one thing you've been working to have that kind of a system set up.
Yeah. So it's all mostly all just pure experience from doing researches, talking to people in many nations, and doing actually physical tests by sending them money for work. They contribute. So 2007, graphical presentations, drawing and designing, we can say icons or some symbols for its role for the investor to understand the methods in the system. And even I had to create a special language how it's told without revealing all the business methods. So it's just function A, function B, C, and D. Creates that word, and that's what it was about. So it was like studying how to present this in a simple way with pictures, with symbols, and role which are familiar to us.
You've only mentioned like one way the poor people or any of the users of the system would have, I don't know, maybe you would only make it available to people in the poorest countries, at least some volume of it. You would safeguard for them, and then the rest would be anyway. But maybe that's the other 50,000 we're talking about out of the 100.
The common people.
The common people, anybody could buy half, but the other half is saved for people like living in poverty.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
But now that's one way that they can they can accumulate some wealth.
Yeah.
But what other ways?
Well, okay. So then, during these testing years, from 2002, when I started to put it together, and it took enormous effort to get the developers to understand few methods. And these methods are, the most popular today on Facebook, for example. My opinion, on my personal, in my group, on this. And when Facebook released it, it was a really big thing, and people they were kind of suing Facebook for personal intrusion, in something like that.
Was that because of some misunderstanding?
Yes.
They didn't read the terms of agreement?
Right.
Basically.
Right. Something like that. So it was like clustered all over the place, and people didn't know.
But we know now that Facebook owns the pictures, for example. Is that the way it works?
I don't know about that, but it took me a lot of time to convince the developers to do this, and I needed more money to put it together because it took so much time for them to understand the results, why it should be there.
What point are you talking about now?
There are few. The method, the psychological method in the community, online community. This is one thing, and it's very popular today and well known on Facebook. There's another method which is even much great. What can I say? More complicated to understand, and that's the interconnection between people and layers in the society based on needs. That's the jewel of the whole process, and that's what actually creates the. If a need is benefiting somebody, let's say somebody needs your attention, and he needs your knowledge and your service, you can change it to dollars because he's willing to pay for it. So his needs are your gain. So that's it, and I have now cross-connected the whole society and created a space for, let's say, artists who have never been within the capital flow in the society.
I see. But even there, of course, there's a certain level and certain number of needs that are being addressed already. But you're expanding.
Yeah. So the thing, and that part is really complicated to explain. It has been complicated. I guess it's simpler today. It's because our awareness and knowledge and experience by using this technology has grown. It has grown,
okay.
and we are now ready today to do this.
So this has to do with again the profiles.
Well, it has got to do with your opinion on things and how you can expect others to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You can expect them to have something to say. So we can actually build that knowledge base, and that can serve a purpose. That's the main thing. When it becomes a knowledge that serves a positive purpose, there are also individuals with diploma that allows them to give the judgment on the purpose, whether it's serving the community or not. Allt í ljómandi fína. Ég gera það, þakka þér fyrir. So you see, the purpose is the main thing, and so these interconnected things with the professionals, it is done through the need analysis, which is a process within the system, which is one upgrade to everything that does exist today. That's the core, and that's where everything starts to happen. Then there will be a lot of energy and information flowing between areas.
But isn't that the profile?
That's a personal profile.
So some of those profiles might be interests, and then the people could draw their own conclusions as to how they might be able to serve those interests.
Yeah.
But others might be very specific, like I need a ball and a bat.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody could say I like baseball. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe he needs a ball and a bat.
Yeah. Okay.
But in this case, it would be it could be both ways. They can figure it out, or they can.
Yeah. Yes. So it grows. When this profile is growing, there are more needs out there for someone to see, and that can be a connection.
How often are people required to fill out these profiles? And is it a requirement?
Okay.
Can they still use the service if they don't want to fill it out?
There are certain methods. Let's say it is based on either you have a profession, or you have experience, and you have interest. These are not the same. So you choose. Your profession is what we are investing in. If you want to stay there and use it, and use the value of your, let's say, education.
What do you mean your profile is what you're investing in?
So I mean you're investing in your work today
depending on your profession and to supply you with the income and
the thing is
life satisfaction.
For example, there are many people today who are in some profession which they don't like, and so what I'm saying is that I'm not saying you have to stay there. Say you can use it and get something from it. There's a value in it. So you can present it, but you can then tell, but I would like to grow into this direction, and we can also help you, get there.
And how can we do that?
These are needs. Somebody's needs. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you have your experience. You have a profession, and the experience we are relying on that, and we are paying you for taking part in. Making sure things will be done properly in the local society, or on international base, based on international scale, based on the experience you have as a professional in something, transportation, or legal matter. Okay. So you have value there, and in the system there are many definitions of professions, and they all serve certain purpose. That's some complication. That's a complicated process for the developer to understand. If he wants to understand the whole picture in the beginning, that is, and that's usually the thing. They want to understand why.
What is it that the developer is having trouble with?
They're having trouble with seeing the big picture, the whole process.
You're talking about in the course. Is this around now you're talking about? Or
it has been.
In 2007?
No, I don't think we are not dealing with it properly today.
Okay.
It has been.
People were working for you that were having trouble?
Yes, it has been for many years.
Okay.
A problem.
But I mean,
that's why I have to do it with chunks. That's why I have to always release it in small portions. And it's usually they're so excited to get their hands on it and enthusiastic about the whole thing, and they want to know it all. And then they see just like 10 steps out of 100. They see just their own steps, but it has to be flowing. You cannot just take a few steps to get it. Like I said, you have to take one step to take the second. First you take the one step.
So what steps? What are the steps?
Okay, so the steps. That's a complicated thing to get in. It's like a layers of things. Let's say in the beginning it's just a basic profile. You open a basic profile, and you use these three methods: your education, your and experience, and then your will, what you want, as let's say hobbies. That's what you like. That's your comfort zone. That's your will, and then what you do. That's another thing. That's the main core. Actually, what you do, which will be the what you contribute back. We're bringing a lot of services to you. Bringing knowledge to your needs, and there's an interaction and replies to your needs.
So this contribution, like, is just something you do for yourself.
Yeah, well, that's one way to see it, and that's actually what I like. But very few people are like that.
I think you're talking about in terms of self-development.
Yes. So, exactly, self-development is, like I said, many people are in a profession which they just ended up with because they didn't find the ones they wanted to work with because the local area was too narrow. So they kind of ended up somewhere because that was a hotspot or something available at the time. So, yeah, it's kind of clustered choices.
What your experience, what your education is, what your desire is, and what you're ready to do or willing to do, what you do.
Exactly. So that's the first
action.
The first step is just fill in the form and define your ideas, and based on your interest. Let's say my interest is mentally or psychologically or environmental or professional, in engineering or food processing or whatever, and it can be a profession within a category, a field. Then it can be also a interest, especially as a hobby. All your life is just food processing, everything about a healthy way to processing food. So that's your strongest, desire in the core, and you will actually, based on, it's like a triple, force. Meaning you're putting everything there, and you become really strong and like a leader in it. So you will be heading and leading a groups based on your knowledge and your experience, because you're in both as a professional and that's your interest as well. So you're kind of using all your time there, and that's because then you're entering another layer, because emotional factor in this process is the biggest thing. You're touching on all the the constructive method for the individual is both not as a profession, it's also the interest, his interest. So we're serving him financially as a professional knowledge, and then we're changing the interest is also a profession. So he is getting paid for his desires, and that's and what he uses it for is actually what he does, and that's what becomes the because a greater production speed for both finding the best people to work together, and also you're being served as you are, as you want to be.
So you're saying that people may not be doing the job that they want to do, or people may not be able to access the information they need.
Yes.
Because they're confined by a certain schedule.
Yes.
Or
okay, that's another thing. It's also there. Connecting single people. That's also a factor that works.
Okay, but
yeah.
What was this thing?
You were saying that
okay, so you can get people who weren't doing the thing they wanted to do. You can give them an opportunity after work, or through furthering their education, to take some courses.
Yes.
And develop their skills and
become more
get
educated.
into the things that they are most interested in.
The biggest force here is that the people will be going through a joyful experience to serve their needs in terms of more education, meaning they are getting more opportunities to feed their knowledge, thirst for knowledge through their interest, and the interest can be like a hobby and also a profession. Okay, so it means
you're saying that this is becoming available to people, and it's only once they have been able to there will be people that haven't done this because they either nobody's brought the opportunity to them. Maybe this is one thing that maybe one of the reasons that they haven't really pursued it. Another reason would be because maybe they didn't have the time to do it because they were burdened by having to work 2 jobs.
Oh yeah.
And whatever the reason is, there's different ways that we're going to work to help people do the things that they really want to do. But how come this was a problem for the developers to understand this?
Well, this can be complicated to solve if you want to use a push technology, if you want to force individual to do things. But if you want to allow or serve the individual and create buttons which he chooses to select, then it's more easier. Then it means it's interactive and it's serving the individual. The only thing we need to know is what we're going to use the information for. Is that the individual is providing us with information. Can you find this for me? And then we only have to know, okay, he's looking for something, and there is something here which is the same as he's looking for, and the next page would be information with that. So, and that can be really complicated structure behind it. What kind of information we're collecting for that individual.
So either we could be collecting, but right now you can go into the internet and just say, I want to find out how to cure my dog from some.
This actually has to be based on the method. You can trust what we're doing. You can trust that we are doing it on a professional level. We are not promoting anything to profit from. We're not promoting something. We're not forcing things up on you that you're going to pay for because you're really trying to sell it.
Where is the information coming from?
Other individuals who are looking for the other half.
Well, I mean, you can't necessarily trust it if it's just information that an individual is.
Let's say
given,
let's say I'm a teacher.
Correct.
Let's say I'm a teacher,
Okay.
and I'm looking for a student.
Right.
Do you think I will find someone? There's always someone who wants to get more education.
Sure.
So that's it. You just gotta know there's a need for both.
Mm-hmm.
There's both. I am looking for this. There's like a connection.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do, and it can be complicated in many ways. It can be done in many ways.
It doesn't sound complicated. It sounds detailed.
Yeah,
You know, so
but it has been complicated for developers for many years.
okay.
It has been. Maybe the technology has been part of the the threshold or the barrier. But let's say after you have done one cycle, you have
Filled out your profile.
filled out the profile in all the categories, and based on the when you take the second cycle, after within 4 weeks, you can rush it in 1 week, to fill all the forms. Then you have.
Excuse me. It takes 4 weeks to fill out a profile. I mean, you have 4 weeks to finish your profile.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but you can do it.
Big profile. Is that in each one of the 13 sectors?
Yeah.
Is there anything beyond that?
Yes.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So we need to to take 4 cycles to get actually what the individual, not the day when he said he wanted to, but the week after, what he really meant. The meaning for 1 week, 4 weeks, is to clear the choice. So he actually, has, a clear mind. Is definite. It's not a, it's not a emotional, based choice one time.
You mean I want to be a singer or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, and that's because I saw a video the other day, or the same day, or I'm really angry today, and that's why I'm choosing this.
Okay.
But the next time you're not. So
you have a chance to reassess your own information.
So we're kind of gathering the character together to serve the character, and that's the first.
I imagine there's some information that would be worthy of reassessment of plenty of information that isn't.
Yeah, right. So
first one has to do with what you're doing.
Yeah. So then we're getting one layer deeper into the technology. One layer deeper is that this is the surface that we're talking about. Then how we are dealing with this information from the individual is like you have shown us 4 times that you are interested in this. Would you like to contribute some of your experience or knowledge, since you're a professional or since this is your interest, to the society every time something happens, or every time something happens? And you can choose how many you want to contribute to. Let's say it's not just, you cannot just you can.
What do you mean every time something happens?
Meaning when we need your attention, when we need your professional opinion.
When somebody needs your services are available.
Yeah. And then the individual, when the individual is just, let's say, shopping the goods or just buying the basic needs, there's always a window below. He pops up with his interest, or let's say a field of his interest, and he gets to choose whether he wants to dig into it, agrees to what is being presented there, or just say cancel. No, I'm not. I'm just saying later. You have to make a choice there. That's where it becomes, because when we are providing services and a business, and then profit for the individual. So the individual becomes part of the fuel within the economy. So he's giving something back. He's contributing something to the community. He needs to take part in his interest. He needs to do it because that's his interest. If he doesn't give anything back, then he's not creating opportunities for others.
So if somebody wants to buy a very lightweight fishing rod, then you would something that's expensive. Then you would figure from that But this is, I can see where it becomes complicated. Then you can figure, well, maybe he wants to find the best in everything, or the newest technology, or even maybe he wants to take an interest in becoming part of a forum, which is discussing,
what kind of rods are best for what river.
How people caught trout in that particular rod, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is something very specific that you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm actually, I am thinking about it at a more simpler stage.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is like, let's say, based on the trends in the society. Do you agree, or have you made up your mind on what should be done?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
should be done.
Yeah, this, or do you want to support any of this? Would you like to support a constructive, organization that is doing that? Then it's yes or no, and it's like. He has to.
That's the window you're talking about, also?
Yeah.
If they want to get into that, they can.
Yeah. So they can go deeper and deeper.
Do they get benefits for getting into that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's because that is actually serving the community. Because what he's doing, he is putting into his account. Yes, I want to address this later when I have the money to to actually do it, and I want to follow the story. I want to know more about this. Yes, send me more. So it's kind of being involved in the trends, the movements are being taking place, and it can be just labeling food. Do you know what this means? Says this is your interest. It can be many things. Já, sæll. Alltaf get ég ekki núna. Já, þetta alltaf hressast. Okay, alright. Yeah, so this is the first layer. It's very simple, and it becomes deeper and deeper, like you said, special rod for certain kind of fish, and that's going to get into the forum and into the discussion area for the category. And since it's your interest, you are signed to it, and then you will grow in it. For example, for being responsive and helpful, and all this, you get all kinds of rates from others, and it matters. What kind of service you're providing to the community, and these factors they mean something. They means financially. So your enthusiasm really serves something, both your interest and others. So we're trying to put a measurement on what people's energy goes into. So we're paying them for it.
Well, I can understand one thing when you're saying it's beyond the 13 sectors, because the global marketplaces are different than the 13 sectors. That's where you buy things in global marketplace, but these other areas, you may have to buy things in order to pursue your hobby in the activities sector. But you may be involved with people who are just want to talk about something.
So what happens there, you asked me, what happens after those 4 cycles is that you become more professional or devoted to some activity, and you always get the choice to add to your lifestyle or your way of thinking or living. You can always change. And
it sounds like in those 4 cycles, if you don't want me interrupting me.
Cycles.
In those 4 cycles, it sounds like, again, there will be certain things that are just cut and dry, that they don't need to repeat week after week. I am 50 years old, male.
No,
that's not part of it.
No. It's just while you're building up the profile.
But there will be areas that you might want to.
So this, like you see, this becomes really personal. It's like the profile of your personality. So that's why we have to be reliable. We cannot be, presenting this to any third party.
You have to be confidential with that.
Yes.
That's right. But then again, the name of the person, or of course the location, or any way to contact this person is not included on the profile.
No.
So it could be personal, but who cares if, that's not me, even if it is.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. You have to give your address and those things because you need to receive things. So you actually need to give a lot of information about yourself.
Okay.
It's really, a lot of things.
Okay, but it doesn't. But does it tell you? Does it say? Okay, so that's actually they can
it's
direct things
complete.
directly to you.
Yeah, your complete profile. It's just here I am, and here's what I do, and this is what I do.
But so anybody could misuse that.
No, it's not accessible to others. It's not about that. It's just your profession they're looking for, your knowledge, your experience. That's the only thing they're looking for. That's the only thing we are using as a currency. Is your emotions. You provide something, and you need something, and you're only trading emotions.
So I'm providing information about myself.
For example, like a telephone company, they're making a lot of money on just by selling bullshit, over the telephone, just blah 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 blah, blah over a wire. And it's just emotions. It's, changing ideas and emotions.
Yeah. Of course.
Information becomes emotion. That's true. So that's the main currency for them.
Emotional could be important too.
It's important that important becomes emotional. You get emotion from an important information. It can be happy news or bad news.
Okay.
So and you can calculate the methods, results. Happy news, many kinds of emotions, but and bad news, other many kinds of emotions. Another.
Okay.
It's just like the need for telephone service is mostly emotional.
If you want to know what time we're supposed to meet.
Well, I didn't go into the philosophy behind it. Time is the factor here, and the reason why. And why are we meeting? The reason why are we meeting? Okay, what kind of society do we live in? Go to Africa and try it.
Everything is based on I want to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's emotions. So if you go to Africa and talk to somebody and say, can you do it for me now? And he will maybe do it this year.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is.
I
well, you can do it. It's really interesting.
Africa time, but
it's not everywhere in Africa, but where I was in Africa, I learned this. It's really interesting. It is really because it's the opposite to what we are used to here in the clock-based society. So and what they said, do you want me to do it now? And I said yes. And he walked happy away. And I thought he was going to do it now, but he was going to do it within this month. And I had to say now. It's just here now. It's the month, week, day, hour, minutes. So say 4 times now. That means now. So because their scale is totally different.
Okay. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the exchange on the emotions. On the
what I was asking about was you were saying that
there's something after
this
4
information
cycles.
is going to be available. We'll get that to everybody.
No, okay. Well, like I said, your personal information is only for you, and what you will release from you is is only the basic information for the one who's sending you, let's say, a box or a ticket to a service. Okay. Okay. So you need to provide that information. And
I want to go to see the band play.
Yeah.
And then
yeah. So we need in this case you can actually get it online in this case, but if you need to have some gadget sent to you as a entrance fee or entrance key, okay, and we need to know your address. Where do you want to get this pen sent to? So in this case it has to be customized to your needs, and so you will only be the one who makes the choice, the decision to release information to somebody.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So in the meanwhile, there have been others either recommending this.
Okay, I want to get it.
Recommending either this service or not, or maybe let's say yeah, that's part of our value value measurement of somebody's professional interest is that he is always studying the service behind, or the individual or the company that is providing something to you, so you can trust them.
There are individuals that are studying the service behind
what is being sold or presented,
so you can trust them. That's if they're providing good service.
Well, we need somebody to tell us.
Yeah, but so.
Vel svo fyndin og skell. Allt gott bara. Fyndin. Og fyndin. Þannig.
Eitthvað vissast í það? Need the right people for you with the personal interest, the right future for students.
No.
Because today we have the limitation in the human world that you don't, maybe you don't know people that you need to know somewhere in the planet.
All right.
With your service, you can do that.
Yeah. You find the right people for your choice. Your optimum. The best. It can be really, really close to just your whatever you're looking for.
People who think like you.
Yeah. That's actually after the 4th century. That's when that becomes a reality. That's when you just provide the tools and you just the security. That's our main interest. The security. That's been our 4 years process of designing and just proceeding with security for the service.
Okay, so this is actually different than the profile that's done for the global marketplace.
Yes, it is different.
So now I understand that there's 2 profiles.
Oh well, no. There's this. It's called relational database. It's like here. This is my name and my picture, and I want this to be on my debit card. This is my picture and my information, etc. And you don't have to, provide your bank accounts, but you have to provide your credit card account if you are sending or buying something.
Right.
Okay. So, but the people who don't have any money, they will have a different account. They don't have any credit cards. Maybe later, but they will be just working, and this service which I'm talking about is all about measuring what kind of work you're doing, and that it becomes very complicated. It's today we have been able to try it. I have ideas about how it can be solved, but we cannot talk about it today because it's too far in the future.
When do we want to have it working in our system?
My idea is if you ask a person whether he wants to be really rich or happy, some might say,
one or the other.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. The thing, many might say, I want to be rich, until they know what it is, and what the difference between rich and happy.
What is rich?
Being rich.
What is that defined?
I am always defining it. It's when you are having enough of, when you're not lacking, what can I say, feeling, gonna say, uncomfortable in your life.
How would you want?
Yeah, let's say if you're hungry, that's the only thing you think about.
When you have more than you overabundance.
Well, yeah, it's just when you're hungry.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, of course. It's when you're hungry, that's the main thing you think about. How to get food. So we can, work our ways. So the society molds the minds. Say what is a normal, what is a standard. For example, in America, they say, "What are you driving?" That defines the personality. And I said, "What? Why?" It's that's who you are. That's how you present yourself. And I said, "Oh, I didn't know it. My country is not like that, and many others." So it's like another standard. So it's like a business card. It used to be enough to have a business card, and then it didn't have to look nice. Then nice is not enough.
Relative standards.
Yeah, so we need to know, what should serve you emotionally, and create that standard, and that we can be helping each other to, recognize what is a healthy mindset towards the environment.
Toward what?
Towards the environment.
Their environment.
Yeah.
Yes, there's one thing, people are looking at the gossip papers like she and her, and would explain that people look at the people, they're in fancy dress, they're in nice parties and drinking champagne, and everything looks like glamorous in their life, and they look very happy. And some people think, I want to be in my position again. I want to be the bank manager of the big bank that has a lot of millions, or I have this Porsche because I'm the right family, like this. Some people will get very enthusiastic because they don't like it.
They're very what?
Enthusiasm and it's called educated by it. Because some people want to live this life, like this is a dream, like the other Americans think, I want to live the dream, I want to have the villa, I want to have a Porsche or a Cadillac, and then the big one. And but only 1% of the nation only are living the dream. We're talking about economic, financial things like a dream. But if you think about normal working class family, there's a song called The Working Class Man. He works his way through life, has his family, has his kids, maybe his pets, and he's interested. He likes to go to a ball game. He's happy.
Yeah, he can be happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. So we actually, it's the media defines the living standards. Which is what is not
exactly.
Yeah. So we can actually be responsible here, and because many people know this, many people.
So
but we have no power.
You've been using your time, I should say, between that was from 2007 or through these years to develop a system that can take this information and sort it out properly.
It's like I have been rendering it. It's over a really long period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what else has been going on during this
Then
time? How far have you come along, I should say?
Okay, 2007 I created the language for the investors. Symbols, to explain methods, what can I say, flow charts, and then 2008 started.
So that was for investors.
Yeah,
So
because I needed to.
Investment began when. Actually, the investment began before the pilot project. So that's where you were able to do that.
Ulvar Guðmundsson.
He
is the man.
Okay.
That's where we have the word. He is the man.
I see.
And
He started here in Iceland?
yeah, he's the individual,
Oh.
and he saw it, and he's very unselfish. So that's the main difference. And so he carried me until 2006 when we met Ólafur Stefánsson. 2007, yeah, he invested. Well, 2007, I think it was 2007 or 2006, yeah, it was...
It was 2007.
Yeah, it was 2007. Okay, yeah, so then he really jump-started the project. That's for sure, yeah. Yeah, Stefánsson. He jump-started the project, and then he came again, supported it again, and then we had some problems. Some of our potential investors who have been, circulating around, who wanted to join us, they were kind of captured by another individual who tied them up in another what they call an opportunity, is a profit loss, and it kind of delayed it for 1 year or more, and we needed to find another group which we have been working on.
So what were you looking for? Equipment? To get equipment?
Yes, to hire people.
To be able to continue thinking?
Yeah.
And
Yes, no, to start working, to rent a place, buy computers, and fund the project.
This is already in, so this is already 2008?
2007 it started.
Still in 2008?
Yeah, yes. Well, in 2008 I got them, I got them to start investing.
Okay.
So it started with one and few and
So basically it was word of mouth?
no, it was heavy work.
How did
Yeah, word of mouth.
they find out about it?
Yeah, word of mouth. And I took like 4 years to study the individual before I wanted to show him the great interest of the project. Why he should be interested in it. Until I trusted him. 2 years was the period. I needed to know the individual for 2 years and his associates before I presented it to him, because this is a really delicate matter and it's not all for profit.
But now, anybody can
Invest.
Right.
That's because we are so close to the.
Okay, so you're afraid that you might be blocked in some way.
Yes.
And
And
too much.
and it has shown that we are going. If we go fast, we hurt ourselves. If we go too fast.
No.
Yeah. So we have to, and the legal structure which we are, working with, we are, filling in all the gaps. And when we have filled it with in all the gaps, then we can release the water into the dam. That's what we're doing. We're building a dam just to get the, the stocks in, stockholders, and then we can release the energy, create energy. So this is the map. That's the main. So it's like we're creating a dam. So we're filling in all the holes, and that's the legal thing. And when we have filled or constructed the dam, then we can release the whole, all the nations to know them. And that's what we're doing now. I'm beginning to contact those individuals who wanted to be involved based on our ideas and terms, which I told you about. Because they have connected to the project.
You took me through the pilot project and developed the contacts in places where you didn't have it, also like Dubai.
For example, yeah. And these are common people, normal individuals who might know somebody. And that's why we have created like a second job for them. They can work for us as a second job to search and seek for potential investors, and they will get commission. We will pay them salary for finding one.
Have you been in communication with how many people?
This guy from Dubai has been, calling me here and there, just for the past days. He's always asking, "What's up? What's happening?" Yeah. What's happening? He's asking. I want to actually tell him, go there and start. It's just we have been having problems focusing for the past 6 months.
When he starts, he has to be paid for his work.
No, he gets a commission for finding investors.
Okay,
we're still in the dam business.
So that'll be doing in India.
Yeah.
There was one investor
producers will sell you the product at a high price than farmers. So it will be difficult to start
No.
Yeah, it was his idea.
Yeah.
So we have to in the tell people how the prices will be
Yeah.
the same as
Yeah.
maybe less.
It's just we want to stay on market level, on a market price.
I don't think this.
No, well, then there's a big piece missing there, it's because he will get competition, and we will reward the ones who will work with us, help us, and give us a discount. The people will choose. They will get more benefits from a vendor who is providing a better service and a better price.
Who is it that you're saying will get competition?
The vendors
The vendors,
or the sellers.
right? But I mean, the person who comes in and decides to work with us, and sell at the current. Of course, we're selling its current market price.
Yeah.
He already has competition, but just people need to be convinced that.
No, don't forget one thing, really big thing. The individuals, they know they're going to get a business from our service. They're going to get profit. Yeah.
Yes.
So since they're getting additional profit, or let's say additional financial support, it means they want to think about us when they need or when they are addressing their basic needs. You know, where can I secure my income or secure my living standards, or where can I secure my bread? You know, and then they think about we have this business. You know, so they will, since they are there, very willing to buy products through our service because they will benefit from it. Means they will more likely be there than at other places buying the same products at a different price or the same price because they're benefiting from it. So our option is more likely to be the choice.
Yeah, so I mean, the competition might be saying, you know, we're going to go with Corpus House, and we've been around for 100 years. I mean, we're not going to be. I mean, I don't see where the competition is, except for, this happens to be a convenient way. Just on the way home, stop at the store or something. You know, it has to be more convenient.
Yes, that's right, and that has got to do with the price also. The further you might want to.
Oh, there's other things that might be happening.
Yeah, there are many other
things.
things.
Yeah, for instance, a big company, might say like Walmart. Yeah. They say if you don't buy with us, you don't work here.
Yeah.
So we can expect all kinds of.
Yeah, that's okay.
Stuff.
Yeah, we will see. There are so many who need us, so they can use their methods.
How do you know?
I think in the fight, the Walmart with Jones.
Yeah, they might do that.
They will just beers with Jones.
They're going to be changing the interval.
Right.
Interval. Oh, yeah, and so that's 2008 when we start presenting this to investors, and they start to invest. 2009, we started the project. I hired the first individual who was an investor. So he was partly taking part in this, like Ulvar, he was giving his time, and then he needed salary. We hired him. He was a journalist, and he wrote video. And he's an investor. So we hired him, and he has 20 years of experience or more in this profession. And so he studied this, and he wrote articles and some text to get deeper into the process. During that time, we were dealing with problems which our investors group were having because of the financial crash, the autumn 2008, and their money was stuck in another opportunity which was too unfortunate. So it delayed us for like approximately a year, and so we started to look for other investors and tried to just hang in there. And so I paid him, and we had an office, one small office, and that's where we started. But I had all my years of equipment and stuff which I had been building at home. And so we decided to cut it down so I can work late, like I always did, and do the presentation at the same time and have an office at the same location. We rented a small house.
Where was the first office?
In Síðumúli.
Síðumúli.
Yeah, Síðumúli 24, I think.
Now first office.
Was it on the second floor?
Yeah.
A few weeks and then moved over to Sweden.
Ég was
Second
á
floor or first
Fellsmúli eða svona hliðargata. Yeah, it was the small street between Ármúli and Síðumúli.
That's also Síðumúli.
No, it's
Anyway,
I think it's Fellsmúli.
Yes. Yoga place.
50 meters
Yeah, right. That's right.
It's not the Hattamoli.
Yeah.
It's along the way.
Yeah. That's where we started. That's right. Yeah, that's where we started. And we
Were
had
you upstairs?
we were on the second floor, and the Muslims were on the next floor. That's where they had their church.
I see.
What's his name? Salman Tamimi.
Oh, I see.
Those guy. He's actually my first computer teacher. He taught me all about the process, and it was kind of weird experience when I met him after all these years.
I see.
He taught me 84 or 83, I think it was. No, 86 it was, when he taught me about the computers. So, and that's where I started to learn the typing. It was an Apple II, but I had my own computer since the 80s, early 80s, 1980, 81.
So first you were on, what's the name of the street? Fellsmúli?
Fellsmúli, I think it is Fellsmúli.
It was on the corner of Ármúli and
This middle street.
It's the middle street between Síðumúli
and then we moved this 100 up to Síðumúli.
Yeah, it's like
But
100
believe it or
meters.
not, the sign for that street also says Síðumúli.
This yoga place,
Yeah.
it's the same building.
It's the same building.
And then
No, it's not the same building. They're stuck together. It's the second
It's
one.
the next one, the electronic place.
Yeah, that's right. On the corner, and it was the next.
And then we went to Síðumúli.
And then we were there. Then we rented this house, and we moved all the operation there, and I did all the presentation. That's when they started investing. When I had
This
all.
house you're talking about. Which, where were you then?
No.
No.
Yeah, they did. That's right. They started investing in Síðumúli. When we had the environment was more like a business.
You were upstairs in there?
Yeah, on the third floor. And we have opportunities there as well.
The dental office is in the middle too.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
I think it's 24 or 26. I think it's
Oh, I know, I've been to it.
Okay. It was my dentist when I was a child. His name is Dagfinnur.
Oh.
Dýralæknir. Nei, Birgir Dagfinnsson. Eða hvað heitir hann? Birgir Dagfinnsson. Dagfinnur Birgisson, ég man ekki svo. It was a funny name because it's like like a name of a doctor in a story, Dr. Doodle, something like that.
And the first presentations you did before. Okay.
Yeah, we started to do presentations for many months or years before. They were done. The presentations were done 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They were done, regularly. And Svein, who came here, he was there. We have pictures of it somewhere when we were doing the presentation in 2003.
Money around 2003, 2008. Did you talk to those people because of your part?
Yeah. We didn't want to talk to those. We could have sold it like this. And they had a lot of money and they were investing in friends of mine like Lazy Town. I knew about I heard about a lot of money, and I wanted to develop it further.
þess að eitthvað framleiðir.
Þú hefur manufacturing?
Selja
Oh, okay, I'm going to get it. You go ahead. Okay.
Það hef ég aldrei heyrt. Það er skrítið.
Það er bara hugsa lítið samt.
Þetta er alveg stórfurðulegt.
Það er stór fjárfestur með bópanna baki.
Þetta er stórfurðulegt að missa þetta. Ég það er eitthvað sem vantar mikið upp á þetta.
Þú er að kynna.
Já.
Was over
Síðan veitum við
presentations?
He's always there. Yeah, he has done. Yes. Some presentations.
Hann veitir að vita fjárfestur að vita hvað kostar fyrir að kaupa það fyrirtæki. Ekki hvað er mikið verðmætt. Ég sé hvað er mikið þetta að kaupa fyrir mikið. Það er bara að kaupa það fyrirtæki. Það er fyrirtæki. Það er 99,99 kostar 800 milljarðar. Það er að kaupa allt harfis. Það er
Það þurfa að kaupa vöxtum líka sem er framlega.
Já.
10.000. Nei.
Þá myndir að fjórum við það, því að bæta 4 minnum og það er eitthvað mikið. Það er svolítið.
Þetta er mikið meira verðmæti.
Við höfum að bara finnum þessi dag sem að hótt í dag og er út í fjöstarsmönd og var okkur það. Síðan bætist það við.
Maybe you can just stop it while it's going because I don't start it and we get it back in English.
What Sigurður er skilur